Imagine a team that was once unbeatable on Ascent to only see their dominance crumble in 2023. How did Loud become so strong on this map, and what did their biggest rivals do to dethrone the kings of Ascent? First, we've got to go back to the start of 2022, when Loud joined into the esports scene and instantly found success on Ascent, where they dominated the Brazil League and made it into Tier 1 Valorant. Their first big game would be against Optic in the upper bracket final. But first, I want you to understand exactly how Loud was playing Ascent. There are two key areas on this map, which are A-Link and Market. These areas are crucial for attacking success, as they provide another entrance onto the site. So Loud would position themselves in a 2-3 formation so that they could attack from both sides. With Loud being a well-coordinated team at the time, they could combine their utility to easily take control of these areas and therefore have an easy path into side. On defense, they knew the importance of mid control, and therefore they had great ideas to fight for mid and stop anyone from doing the same attacking strategy as them. Their first Tier 1 tournament would start at Masters Reykjavik, which was the first event of 2022. The first two games will be against Team Liquid and G2, and one thing you can immediately notice when Loud played these two teams was how Loud was controlling the tempo of the game. G2 and Team Liquid lacked in playing different trap and set plays, and therefore Loud could get very comfortable on this map, rarely getting caught off guard. However, their next match against Optic would be completely different, as they were the first team to come prepared with different ideas to disrupt Loud from getting too comfortable. They met in the upper brackets final, where we could see both teams constantly fighting for map control and the tempo of the game. Loud started this game by taking over the tempo and forcing Optic to adapt to them. On pistol rounds, you can see Loud doing slow split pushes like usual, but then on round 4 instantly switched up the tempo, running it straight down B main and onto the side. Loud were in the driver's seat, and Optic knew they couldn't let this happen for long, and so would quickly adapt to counter Loud by doing more aggressive plays. A fast retake on B caught Loud completely off guard and prevented them from getting it into any power positions before the plan.
A couple of kills. This is getting a little bit worrying now for Loud, as the frags are really swinging Optic's way.
Throughout the game, you'll see Optic trying to read Loud's game plan, like in this round, where 3 of Optic fight for A main control, which results in 2 Loud players instantly dying. Loud definitely didn't expect this, as every team they played before on this map wasn't really fighting for map control as nearly as much as Optic were. However, Loud still came on top, as they had some clean attacking rounds and really good creative set plays on defense, which consisted mostly of heavy aggression down mid.
And it's not going well. The Spectre comes through to save the day at least. It kind of worked. I guess Setback is still pushing.
Loud literally opened everyone's third eye on how this map can be played, and the best teams started to get a better understanding about how this map could potentially be played. It wouldn't be very long until they meet Optic again, but in the grand finals this time, and Optic were looking for sweet revenge. Optic had learnt from their previous game and came into this map looking better than ever. They had cleaned up all of their set plays and even had more ideas on how they were going to stop Loud once and for all. Plays like this, where Victor and Marv would re-clear A-Link with a flash, paired with a Sova arrow from Crashes, would surprise Loud completely, allowing Optic to win their bonus round.
Victor wants to get a little feisty with it, and yeah, he does.
Come through now. Crashes should be able to find himself an upgrade though.
Timing's perfect! The timing's perfect from Infinite!
Optic constantly fighting for space that Loud wanted created so many problems for Loud, as they couldn't do their normal site executes. Optic really took control of this game, mainly with their fast retakes that Loud couldn't handle,
Still backside. The composure of
and also aggressive plays in mid to quickly shut down any play that Loud was trying to make. The confidence the Optic team had was unreal, and Loud was left broken as Optic finally defeated Loud, becoming champions at Masters Reykjavik. This would be a tough time for Loud, as they just fell short of winning in their first ever Tier 1 event. However, Masters Copenhagen would be just around the corner, and so Loud knew they needed to improve their game just a little more to have another chance to win their first major trophy. They would find themselves facing Optic again. However, it was an elimination match this time, within the group stage of Masters Copenhagen. The rivalry between these two teams had now built up, and both teams would be desperate for this win to make it further into the tournament. Map 1 is Ascent, and Loud came prepared, being more aware of different set plays Optic would make. The different aggressive plays wouldn't be as effective against Loud, as they would play more passive, and wait for Optic to make mistakes. As well as this, Loud became much more proactive on defense, looking for different openers and fighting for more map control as a team. Unfortunately though, they lost the next following 2 maps, which meant Loud would be knocked out of Copenhagen in the group stages. For a team like Loud, losing this early on would be a really tough time for them, especially as all they've known to do is win, and so it would be difficult for them as a team to deal with this early loss. As well as their rivals Optic knocking them out, they would really want to improve to ensure this doesn't happen again, especially if they get a chance to face Optic once again. Even though they lost, there was a big sign of improvement on their map, and therefore they would steamroll their way through the last event of the year, which would be Champions 22. Champions is a tournament every team dreams of winning, and Loud were off to a great start by beating Zeta twice and crushing their rivals Optic 13-3. They had made it to the finals again, and to no surprise, Optic also greeted them in the finals. This would be the second time in 2022 when they would meet in the grand final, and this was the perfect time for Loud to get their revenge. 2 of the best Ascent teams would go head to head, and boy it didn't disappoint. Set piece after set piece as both teams tried to counter each other. Absolutely insane aggressive plays from Optic once again that still caused major problems for Loud. A neck and neck game is slowly becoming Optic's map as they break away, making the scoreline 12-8. If Optic win this round, then they beat Loud on their own map pick, and with Bind next to play, which they had an 80% win rate on, Loud needed a miracle to beat Optic. Aspas and Picarda get 2, and it's 12-9. Aspas goes nuclear in mid, picking up 2 with this insane kill with the jet knives. 12-10. Les has his moment to make it 12-11, and this is the round we've all been waiting for. Can Loud stay in this game and force an overtime? Sassy drones B main and gets all the info Loud need. Both teams use their Killjoy ults, but Victor managed to throw his molly through the gap in the wall and break Loud's ultimate. However, Sassy has an Odin.
Once again flowing, but Optic need to make this.
Oh my god!
And it's Darcy, they have no idea, and Aspas makes his debut.
Yeah, so that was pretty easy. Anyway, straight into overtime, where Optic start with this beautiful set play, where they have learnt that Les is always lurking in mid when Loud are present A main, and therefore crashes drones down mid and spots Les. Meanwhile, Marv shoots the breakable wall, and Ye dashes so that he can spray Les through the wall. Such beautiful set play from Optic. But Optic crumble and Loud take the round. Instantly, Optic go for a fast A hit, and Sadak goes huge, finding 2 players of Optic. Ye and Finesse need to do something legendary if they want to stay in this map.
The hand gives him a little second to back away. You can see Ye temptation beckoning, calling his name.
They didn't hear the steps.
They have no idea he's here. And do they turn? Do they look?
Oh
He's
my
got
god.
3 players! Oh my word, it's Ye!
Optic Ye, ladies and gentlemen. The hero Optic needed. The next sequence of overtime has begun, and Sassy gets an insanely lucky kill onto Ye through a smoke. Victor misses his flash, but FNS sprays down 2, keeping Optic in this round. Loud ensure they stay together, keeping calm and composed as they trade out Marved on site. This leaves Crashies in a 1v2.
For a second left. And now he starts to build. He tries to get that pick towards the back of Bowhouse. 5 more seconds. They're running low on block time. With 7 HP, he's charging down on the side. Oh, it's not enough. Sassy.
I don't believe it. You literally couldn't write this game. Wow. Well, no time to waste as round 28 has started.
Gets ahead of it, does get revealed by the knife though. And that's it, tag on Picarda. He's gonna be feeling so much.
Optic are slowly crumbling and Loud take the win.
The open, taking the fight. And Loud take the round.
Both teams are pushed to their limits and Loud come out on top and win Champions 3 maps to 1.
Now is the time. Final. And beat them here.
Region pinned.
Sweet revenge on their rivals as they lift the most sought after trophy in Valorant. However, that's the last tournament of the year, and therefore there's a 6-month off season for teams to change their roster. Every team wanted players from Loud, and unfortunately, the players Sassy and Picarda left for Sentinels. They ended up replacing them with Kauzin and Tuis, who were both youngsters playing in the Brazilian league with a lot of potential. Although this did affect their performance slightly, The two new players quickly got comfortable on the big stage. Lock-In was their first event together as a new team, and already making it to another grand finals. However, they lost to Fnatic, who didn't make any roster changes from last season. They went on a great winning streak through the Americas League, as they beat every team but EG, with a close 11-13 defeat. As they went into Masters Tokyo and Champions 2023, teams would finally start to crack down on Loud's game plan and stop them from winning back-to-back champions. So what were teams like EG, DRX and Fnatic doing to stop Loud on their most dominant map? You can see Fnatic have learnt from Optic, where they do fast retakes on B, as Boaster is making plays that were similar to Crashy's. They were also much more aggressive in post plants, as you can see Fnatic pushed up towards Market and CT. EG would have many late lurks from Common Boostio that Loud didn't expect and made them constantly paranoid of the lurk. EG also had great ideas to fight for mid control and defense when Loud would be trying to do their deadly 3-2 splits. DRX would be very proactive on defense, catching Loud with multiple opening kills, and similar to EG, always having players in the mains for the post plant, as this is a strong position to fight back against Loud. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and learnt something new. If you want to learn how Boaster got a 39 clutch percentage in Champions, then you can click here. If not, it's been your boy Critical. Peace out.